Oh, what a day, what a day, what a day. So it's Mike here. I'm sitting in the Marriott Marquis in Times Square, New York. So I've been up here doing a job. Um, One of those days, one of those weeks you get up here and the job's just not at all what you expect it to be. Not a big deal. You get flexible. But what great news today, right? We had a whole bunch of stuff come out from Apple. It's always fun. Uh, I had to laugh a bit. My daughter was live tweeting the Apple keynote, so I guess I raised her well. So let's talk about this keynote, right? It's what what great things came out, what things were disappointing. I'll give you my take on it, and are these new devices worth buying? Okay, so also I ordered a package today from Amazon. I needed a cable for my external hard drive. So they said they delivered it this morning. I go to pick it up downstairs, and they're telling me that it's quarantined by Secret Service. I said, okay, who's in the building? So apparently Donald Trump's downstairs holding a rally, so I can't get my cable until he leaves, and Secret Service says that the packages are now cleared. So that was fun. Anyway, so I still can't use my hard drive. But let's get back to Apple. So the two major releases that are worth talking about today, right, are the Apple Watch Series 2 and the new iPhone 7 and 7 Plus. So let's start with the Apple Watch. If Apple had a hit on anything today, it was the Apple Watch. They kept the form factor, which has been moderately successful for them. I don't know if you saw that one chart, but apparently the Apple Watch is the second best-selling watch in the world right now. We're not talking about second best-selling smartwatch. We're talking the best-selling watch right behind, I think it was Rolex. That's a pretty big feat, especially for what a lot of people consider a toy or a gadget. So kudos to them on that. I know my daughter has one, my wife has one, and they both like it. So big thing about Apple today. Again, you know me, I've got my Samsung Gear 2 watch here, which is currently charging. I happen to like this form factor. I'm not a big fan of the square form factor, but it's been working very well for Apple, right? But the one place Apple continues to win on the smartwatch device factor is apps. They've got an app for just about every bloody thing on that thing, and that's what they're going to keep doing well, and that's always been Apple's strong point. So they got the waterproofing now, innovative use of the speaker to push water out when you come out of the water. That was interesting. The running edition. Anyway, I don't want to get into too many details about it. The Apple Watch is nothing but an improvement over the previous watch they had, and lowering the price on the original watch to $269 while also still upgrading the processor in it. That's a home run because that thing's going to sell, especially at that price point. I mean, that's going to be probably one of the cheapest smartwatches you can get out there, and it's still going to have all the same apps. So good on Apple for that. Now let's get into the other aspect of this, the iPhone 7. There's a few really good things with it. One, I mean, it's a beautiful device, great form factor. Loved how they demonstrated how it was made. I mean, that's just typical Apple, right? They kind of suck you into their vortex and make you fall in love with their hardware. And then there's the camera on it. Apple, I believe, what was it reported on? Probably I think it was last year, maybe more than this number now. They have 800 people working on the smartphone camera. 800 people just for the camera. So shouldn't be any surprise that with a budget like that thrown at it, you get some good cameras. I was really impressed with the iPhone 7 Plus with the dual camera on the back, the telephoto and the wide angle, and how they were able to use the both of them in conjunction with each other for a great depth of field picture or a bokeh effect. My other hobby is photography, so I know how to do this on a nice SLR camera with a big honking lens. I didn't think that was possible to do on a smartphone. So, and I get it; it's done through software, but they did a great job with it through software, didn't they? So that's the good part. I really liked the look of the device, and I also liked the camera aspect of it. And clearly, it's a much faster device than previous ones. And to be fair, Apple devices are always much faster because, as I mentioned in an earlier video, their apps run directly on the hardware. There's no Java interpreter that's running on top of it. So they can actually do more with less, if you will, so they don't run applications faster. Now let's look at the things that are a bit of a disappointment to me. First, gotta say it, gotta throw it out there, removal of the headphone jack I think is a colossally bad idea. One, I like having headphones that I can take out of my phone and still plug into the airline entertainment system. I don't like having a dongle that's going to cost me, I don't know what it's going to run, 10 to 29 bucks probably, that I'm going to lose. I don't like not being able to plug my device in to charge and not be able to plug my headphones in at the same time. And I'm not really a big fan of wireless headphones. It's something else to charge I got to bring with me. Bluetooth headphones, so far I haven't found ones I like yet. Maybe I'm just not spending enough, but I just love the fact that I could take a $19 pair of Apple, maybe it's $29, pair of Apple headbuds, and they work, and they sound decent. I like that I can go and, what have I got in my pocket right now? I think I got a pair of Sonys I picked up for like $59 somewhere. These things sound fantastic. Love them. I should probably review them. But anyway, but they've all got one thing in common. They've got this jack. I can use it in my Android, I can use it on my iPad, I can use it in my laptop, I can use it on my iPhone. But now with the iPhone 7, I'm going to have to put a dongle in the middle, and that's going to be the only port. I have no idea how this is going to impact the Square Reader, which also uses the headphone jack port. As far as it being a deal killer for me with the phone, never say never, never say never, never say never. But I don't think I would buy the phone without the headphone jack for the reasons I just mentioned. A few other disappointments with the phone, though. They've still got the same Retina display, which was earth-shattering when it came out. It looked great. But it's really got the same resolution as it had, 3-4 years ago when it came out? They're not even, I got my Galaxy Note 7 here, which hasn't exploded yet. But this thing's got a beautiful screen on it. It just blows the iPhone away with the screen resolution. And for what it's worth, my work phone is right here, iPhone 6 Plus. I like this device. It does what it needs to do, and Apple, again, still wins on the app front, even on the phones. Their apps are better, higher quality, generally, but they're losing the hardware game, and it's never been more clear to me that they were doing that than it was today. So, other things that are missing besides the high-resolution screen and now the headphone jack, wireless charging, health monitors, like my Note here can detect not only my heartbeat rate, oxygen saturation in my blood, stress level. They're nice features to have, okay? Especially when it's in the same price range as the iPhone 7 Plus. They both got NFC. That's a wash. Although apparently Apple's got some works in Japan now. They got their own NFC version over there. They did tell me the name. I tweeted it earlier. Can't remember what it was. But so anyway, I do think Apple's falling behind a bit on the hardware side. Waterproofing is a nice feature, by the way. Like having that. So basically, the wins, awesome camera, apparently great battery life, and waterproofing. Big losses, headphone jack, which I still don't know why they would pull that out. They're saying it was brave or courageous. That's something straight out of Mad Men. The show on TV. Everybody knows Mad Men. Anyway, that's something they would come up with. It's courageous. No, it's not. It's a bit arrogant, actually. And I love Apple. Don't get me wrong. I'm a huge, I don't want to say fanboy, because I'm not blind, but I generally like their products. That I don't understand. It's not courageous. That was just funny. I almost died laughing when I heard that. And again, no upgrades on the screen, no wireless charging, no health monitors in it. So, I mean, they really haven't moved the ball that far downfield from what they had last year, or even with the 6 Plus from where they were 2 years ago. And I get part of the problem with them upgrading the screen may be the fact that iOS actually, they do code apps to a finite number of screens, and there's only so far they can go with scaling apps for different screen sizes. Whereas with Android, it was always designed for different screen sizes to begin with. So that particular feature within Android has just never made it over to iOS, and it's hard to put that in now without breaking existing apps. So I'm sure they're trying to limit the number of screen upgrades they do. But it's been a while, Apple. Your screens, I mean, they're adequate and they're great in sunlight, but somebody sitting next to a Note and let me know how it looks to you. It's not pretty. So that's it. So a little good, a little bad. At this point, I'm not going to be getting the 7 or the 7 Plus. I'm going to see if I can stretch my 6 Plus for another year. Maybe it'll bring back the headphone jack. Doubt it. So that's it. So from Manhattan. I'm going to go get some dinner. Maybe when I get back, Trump will have left the building and I can get my cable out of shipping. Take care.